you so much for this opportunity. I'm Moses Olungo Komo. Moses Olungo Komo is an expert in community health and development, and the public has requested me today to discuss matters pertaining to behavior change. Or behavior change cannot be just a topic which is just discussed for the fun of it. Our behavior defines who we are. Our behavior defines our future. Our behavior defines the level of development in a community. So this topic of today is very pertinent for me, and I feel I should give it the best possible. So behavior is acquired. Behavior is not random. I've seen people saying that behavior can be inherited. I feel not to disagree totally, but I feel the inheritance part of the behavior may be very negligible. Something less than 5% of what contribute to my behavior may not be inheritance. I blame the environment where I'm brought up. I blame the society where I've been from childhood to adulthood in case my behavior is not all that fruitful. The society defines who I am in respect to my behavior. The society, the word society may not have a similar meaning for everybody, so let us define the society. The society in this respect is the environment where one lives, the kind of leadership structure in where one lives, the kind of social structures where one lives, like schools, like religious organizations, like groups, like clubs, all functional social gatherings which are within that environment plays a role in my behavior. My family is a part of the community where I acquire behavior. I learn from my parents, I learn from my brothers and sisters, I learn from the bigger family. There are kind of behavior which are agreed are actually not very fruitful, not very healthy for my development. The society where I live, the leadership where I live, including my parents, including government leadership structures, including several organization SOS structures, including the peers in this community. How do they perceive the kind of behavior which I portray, which may not be very helpful? Do they tolerate it? To what level do they tolerate it? Once a certain behavior which is not healthy is tolerated by the society, I'm assuring you there is very negligible effect you can portray just by talking. It is not lack of knowledge why the person behaves the way he behaves. There is an aspect of value that person has attached to that behavior. There is aspect of attitude. There is a belief. There are society norm. There are religious practices. Of course, the religious may be against it, but the aspect of tolerability by that religious organization is playing a role. In fact, when it comes to behavior, silence of a religious organization towards a certain behavior is an acceptance. It is an acceptance. So, behavior which is not very helpful to an individual is going to affect the family, is going to affect the society, is going to affect the community, is going to affect the public in respect to development. At youth level, our female children suffer more than the male. The girl child and the boy child suffer different consequences. Girl child may end up getting what I call unplanned for pregnancy. Any pregnancy before somebody is married is unplanned for, according to me. There are consequences of early pregnancy which is not planned for. There are drugs within our society which precipitate this. So let us approach it this way so that we can have a fruitful help to our youth, so that we have a better future tomorrow which we may admire. One, can we approach and know what the leadership structure in this society, their values, what they think of that certain kind of behavior. Verbally, they will say they don't tolerate it, but to what extent do they not tolerate it? So, there is need for each and every stakeholder to do needs assessment, to do a baseline survey, and what I can call scorecard, community scorecard. Go to the very, very community where you want to do some intervention. Assess the impact of that behavior on the targeted, the cohort of the group you want to handle. Assess what might have contributed. With the knowledge you have, assess the values the society attached to this behavior, their attitude, their perception. Assess the knowledge they have towards behavior change, the skills they have towards how to change the behavior. In case this behavior is precipitated by some services or some commodities in that community, kindly check whether there is availability of those commodities and also the accessibility to those communities. Because your intervention plan should be geared towards working together with the local community leaders to addressing this. Because if we ignore the local leaders and approach the victims directly, I'm assuring you the impact will be zero. The impact will be zero. The impact sometimes can be negative. It is as if you have wakened a sleeping dog. Those who did not know that early debut to early sexual intercourse is harmful, we learn it from you that, oh, kumbe, there is opportunity, and this is a negative impact of your intervention. So, brothers and sisters, today I want us to approach it in a manner that when you want to change one's behavior, kindly carry a baseline survey, do needs assessment, do situation analysis, come up with facts. From there, plan the way forward. From there, work together with other stakeholders who share similar interest. From there, monitor your intervention, if possible, as frequent as it can work, to help you know whether you are in the right track or not. People learn as life continues. Maybe by the time you started, there are some areas which were not well addressed because there was knowledge gap in your side. As you continue rolling out this program of suppressing a certain behavior to ensure that we get a better future leaders, as time go by, you will come up with what I call best practices. You learn on the way as you roll it out. There are things which will work, there are things which will not work. And by the end of it all, you will be an expert like me in this journey of developing the community. Otherwise, the time I was given is over, and I thank you for listening to me. Let this speech not be just a speech. Let this speech change you. Let this speech be a tool for you to use, at least to help, if not many, one child. Whether that child is your child, whether that child is a community child, at least let this be of use to you. Thank you, and may God bless you. Next time, we are going to talk about other matters which will help us promote our community. Thank you, and please go and also contribute to the community so that we make the community better the way we found it. Thank you, and God bless.